Hey everybody, welcome back to The Gardening Artist. Today I'm going to tackle all of these pots that are over here. I actually already started. So I started separating these containers here. I am going to be throwing away broken containers and getting rid of any containers that are really flimsy and that sort of thing, because I really need to clean up my garden and make it look really nice. And the grass is getting really tall, as you can see. It is blowing in the wind. So this week is time for me to get this done. I have been procrastinating for over a year trying to get all of these pots cleaned up, and I've kind of got them all in one spot. I've got a section here. I've got a section in the middle over here, you guys. Let me show you. And right now I'm actually going through the pots, and I am trying not to trip, and I'm going through the pots, and anything that had a dead plant in it or what have you, or old soil from like something that was like an annual last year or whatever, all the soil I am repurposing, and I'm putting it in some empty totes. I have a couple empty totes right here. This one here is a little over halfway full now, and this one is empty. And so I'm emptying them out. I have to repot all of my irises this year. And so I will be separating those, and I'm not sure. I really kind of want to put them into a bigger pot so that I can keep a better eye on them. So I was thinking about actually using these green ones. I have another green one here. I put the Nanking cherry in it. However, I don't know if I want to keep the Nanking cherry. So I don't know. It put on blossoms this year, and then it dropped all the fruit. So maybe it's just a young tree or bush. It's like a bush tree. So it doesn't get big like other trees. Anyways, so I'm not sure if I want to keep it or not, but I was really wanting to use these green totes for that. So I'm going to be up potting the quince that's in that green pot. It's just sitting in it right now. It's actually, there's nothing planted in that. I've got that in there. I think I might actually put the quince and this other tree that I have right here behind me. Let me back up a little bit, you guys. My plum tree here. It had lady beetles all over it this season, and because it got infested with aphids, and the lady beetles came. Now they're the Chinese ones, so they're like an orange one. So this is more of an aggressive lady beetle bug, whatever, and they will bite you. So they're known to actually like invade people's homes. But so far, I haven't seen any come into my house. I haven't seen any nesting or on our actual house. But that's something that can happen with the lady beetles, the aggressive Asian lady beetle. They're not a dog, y'all. All right. So anyways, yeah, so there was so many aphids on this tree that it made all the leaves curl up. You can see right here the damage. I lost quite a bit of fruit, but there's still some fruit on here. And then the lady beetles mated, and they laid larva eggs on the leaves, and that hatched. And all within a span of less than 2 months, these have all hatched. This is empty now. They just attach to the outside of the fruit. They don't actually burrow in. So I have been kind of removing those a little bit, just being really gentle. So I'm thinking about moving the quince and this plum tree into a couple of these bigger totes, because I want to use the green ones. They're older pots. They're on their way out, and I figured I can just recycle the soil that the irises are in, and I can plant a few irises in each of these bigger pots. So that's what I think I'm going to actually do. And you can see the grass is so tall here. The cats are loving it because they can come over here and hide in the grass. They love that, because right now is the beginning stages of grasshopper season in my backyard. And the grasshoppers, my cats love to eat them. But we need to mow the grass because it's getting too tall, and our cat came out here and he was playing and hiding in the grass, and he went in the house and he was covered in grass seed. So this is another section. I have only a few pots down here on the bottom now, and they're all the bigger pots. I've been slowly working on them right here in front of the bench, the little garden bench here. And so I need to get this taken care of. I would love to actually get this knocked out today, where I get all those pots cleaned up, I recycle all the dirt, and then I get this whole area cleared out. And there's one more area. I would love to get this all done today so that when my husband has a day off this week, we can actually mow around the garden. These are the other pots that I have. These are mostly dead plants. There are some live plants here. There's like maybe 3 or 4 plants that I am trying to keep alive here. The rest are weeds that I have plenty of in my yard, so I don't need them in pots. So I'll be recycling all the soil out of these that need to be recycled, up potting anything that needs to be up potted. So wish me luck. I will come back with a video here in a little bit, and I will show you what I have completed today. I am not going to do a video of me cleaning it today. I'll show you guys how everything looks once I've gotten it all taken care of. Also, there is a weed back here that I just identified. There's this right here, and I was out here and I said, that is not a dandelion. And so I Google lensed it, you guys, and this is actually a sow thistle. I don't mind it being in the yard, but I really don't want it to spread. So anyways, let me get to cleaning these pots up. Hey everybody, I had a quick moment this morning and I wanted to get out here and show you what I accomplished yesterday. I didn't get through all of it. It got kind of warm during midday, and so I went and ate some lunch and played some games on my computer. And then when it got a little bit cooler towards the evening, about 4 or 5 o'clock, I came back out and I did a lot more. So I have this whole area here clear of all those pots now. I got everything organized. I do have a lineup over here of something. We're going to be putting these green stalks along the side of the house here. I do need some more bases for them, like spinner bases. So I will eventually get those. Not this month. Maybe in a couple months I can get those. But I don't know if I'm going to be planting anything in them this season. So for now, they're just up against the house over here. I did get those really cool lids. They have 2 kinds of lids. I did give my other lids to my friend so that she could use them on her green stalks. Probably won't match, but they're this color, the stone color. But I'm allergic to wasps, and so I noticed last year that they were building, the wasps at my house were building nests inside of them. Might not be the case at her house. She might have other areas where her wasps like to live. I gave those to her because I can't be having the wasps near me that close when I'm watering and such. I don't want to like get stung or bitten or whatever, because I've never been bitten or stung by a wasp. And technically from my allergy test, they said I'm allergic. So I don't know how allergic. I really don't want to find out. But anyways. So yeah, so I have them along here, but I love those lids, and all the time they always say limited edition. They really need green stock. If you ever hear this, please keep these lids for people like me. I love the convenience of being able to close the lid fully with the little leaf on top. So amazing. Absolutely love it. But anyways, right here I have a lineup of some plants. I repotted my staghorn sumac yesterday, and there was another staghorn in with plum tree, so I went ahead and separated that out and put it in here. Chances are I did not get all the roots, which means most likely I'll have another staghorn come up in that pot yet again. I said again because this used to be, the bigger one used to be in that same pot. So I up potted it, moved it to the shade because there was quite a bit of shock yesterday. And I'm just going to let it sit here for the next couple weeks and water it here, and then I'll slowly move it back out. But look at this, you guys. This year, the blooms have stayed. I'm guessing those are blooms. This is where the little seeds are made on the staghorn sumac, and the Native Americans would actually use these to make different things like beverages and such. You soak them and it kind of makes like a pink lemonade kind of drink. This was my ketchup and mustard rose plant. There are roots coming from the bottom, so most likely it's going to be like a rootstock rose now, which kind of really sucks because a lot of times it's just that random little red rose that isn't like one of those prized ones. It's, the rootstock is what they always use it for. So I'm kind of bummed. So we'll just have to wait and see what kind of roses produce on this, and if they're not what I want, maybe I'll just plant it somewhere here in the yard. There's one that came up over there. This was rootstock from one of the other roses I had moved, and some of the roots remained, and now there's a rose bush there. So, but I've got all of them over here. I think they actually like this part of the garden better, so I may be just leaving my roses along here. I am also going to move my rhododendron over to the shady area over here too, because I noticed that the leaves are getting a little bit crispy, but not all of them, just some of them. So I'm going to move it because I think it will do better over here. These pots right here, I'm going to be getting rid of. I'm going to save these ones right here for being able to put plants that I want to get rid of into. Honestly, out of all the pots, I'm really surprised that it's so little amount that I'm actually going to just get rid of. I did throw away some, but not as much as what's in here. So there really wasn't that many broken pots. There's a couple that's got little chips on it in here, but not like, the pots are still usable, so somebody could use them. So I figured it's just the rim a little bit on like this terracotta one. You can't really see it from this angle, so I think it's over here. And it's just chipped a little bit on the top, so people could be able to still use it. This is how it's looking. Let me zoom out just a little bit, you guys. My voice, for whatever reason, changes when I zoom in and out on my iPhone. I don't know why that is. So I have no control over the audio, y'all. So this is how it's looking. This is kind of how I was wanting it for the summer. And then we moved everything and we're cleaning up things around the house. So this is how it's looking now. So this right here, this section here is going to get moved. I do like these little stumps. I probably will move them right into here on either side. Our little cat Jojo likes to come out here and he likes to sit on the stumps. So I'm going to do that. I asked my husband the other day, when's your day off? And he said, maybe Wednesday, maybe Thursday. I said, can we mow the lawn on that day? And then he went to work and was bragging with his friend, or not bragging. He went to work and he was talking with his buddies at work, and they said it was a pro-wife move, saying we, when I was asking him to actually mow the lawn. Because here's the thing, I actually love yard work. I love mowing the lawn. I got this all cleared out so that we can move the bench and such. I am using this little table that came from Walmart a long time ago. I'm using that while I'm like repotting and uppotting. So you can kind of see in the distance, there are some pots over there. There's also some pots right there on top of that. I'll tell you why. So I didn't get everything done yesterday, but I got all the pots that were over in this area all cleared out. I repurposed a ton of soil. Now you can't really tell because I've got it all covered right now, but this pot, this was the little plum tree that I had. It's kind of hard because I got all this greenery right here, but I have this plum tree right here that goes into this 15-gallon pot. I had it in a smaller pot, so now it's in this pot here. I didn't see any of the roots tangling or circling in the pot, so that is good. I moved all the pots that I had, that I'm wanting to keep for now. I may not always have them. They're just for growing in, and if I get rid of a plant later on and they happen to be in any of those pots that are over there, I'm fine with that. So I guess I got a couple more over here that I just showed you that'll probably get moved in with these other keepers for now, that I'm completely fine with getting rid of. And then the other ones I'm just going to put on the curb for free because I don't want to use them. And so I just really like the pots that are a little bit more sturdy. This right here, all the soil that surrounds this came from all those little pots that I cleaned out. And then I have to put things on top of my soil because of the cats that come in the backyard here. Jojo and Besters like to come out here, and yesterday Jojo was wanting to climb into the pots, and I already knew what was going through his mind. Oh my goodness, look at this wonderful dirt. Wouldn't it be a nice potty area? And I said, no. So I went and I grabbed some of those little shelves that came from my old greenhouses, and I am loving these, and I just kind of put them out. I might spray paint them just to kind of keep them looking better so they don't like fall apart quite as quick. One of them was pretty damaged. I don't know what happened to it. I think maybe it got stepped on or something. And so that doesn't matter. I broke off the piece that was breaking. But anyways, it's looking really good, you guys. I used these to keep the cats out of the pots that look like they're going to be enticing to the kitties to try to use. For the most part, they haven't been using any of my planters, but yesterday was a close call. So I have lined up some plants that were on the ground down here, and I moved them up and put them across here, just kind of hold everything in place. This is almost full of dirt from all of those containers. This is half full. This is a little bit over half full, but a little bit more, and that'll definitely be half full. And I'll probably actually use some of the soil here to plant these planters up, which will be really nice because I've been wanting to get these planted up. I have a couple other ones on the other side behind me that I need to do too. I do have that, I'm wanting to call it grass covering. It's the weed fabric. And I want to do that line on this side like I have on this side, but you can't even see it right now because the grass is so tall. You can kind of see the black over here, right there. So I have the weed fabric on the ground over here. So I do want to get the weed fabric on this side too, just so it'll just make it so much easier. So I don't have grass coming up in between and trying to seed into my pots as easily. Right now, everything's gone to seed, and so it's insane. The potatoes are doing really good. I do need to add more soil into here as well. And then these pots are going to get cleaned up too. This is the last little bit here. I know this is kind of a long video for me. I tend to talk a lot. I'm kind of a yapper. And so I apologize if I didn't get right to the point. I need to start using those little timestamp things that you can do. I just haven't figured everything out myself. I do this all myself, you guys. So anyways, bear with me. And I'm a busy mom, you know? They're all adults, but I'm still a busy mom. So this is what I ended up doing, you guys. I ended up putting all of these along here, and I organized everything. I do need to put these, unstack them into this pile here, but I was tired last night, so I just set them on top here. But not all of these pots I'm going to be keeping, but I'm going to be using them for sure. This one right here, this pot is a little bit broken. So this would probably be one that I would fill with stuff and then get rid of for the future. So we'll see what happens, but it's not too broken. So I figured I would continue using it. And then the rest of these I need to get up potted and repotted and cleaned out, and or completely like recycle the dirt. So I paid good money for this dirt, so I'm going to try to get as much of it back as I possibly can. And so I am going to be getting rid of this willow. We have wild willows here all over. This was planted by a bird years back since we've been here. I'm wanting to say it was like the second or third year of me gardening here, and this popped up in one of my pots and I let it grow. So that's been growing for like 8 years. I'm ready to let it go. This might be something I just put on the curb and let it leave because I'm kind of done trying to take care of it. And if somebody else wants the willow, they can have the willow, because I have other willows. And yeah, I am in the process of needing to repot and uppot all of my irises and organize them again. I also need to go through my garden, and I need to relabel a lot of things because I noticed that the words have faded a lot on a lot of my plant stakes. And mind you, some of these plant stakes have been labeled since, I'm wanting to say 2020. So it's been almost 4 or 5 years. Holy smokes. Wow. So I need to go through and I need to give everything fresh labels. So I'll be rating my little label stash that I have so that I can make some new labels. I have more irises than this. They're over here hidden by the tall grass and on either side of the comfrey. That is not a good spot for those irises. So I'm going to be incorporating them into the garden in and around some of my other plants. And we'll see how they do moved into this garden area that I've created behind me. So I'll be moving them over here in this area. I was thinking about growing them in this. I think I mentioned that earlier in the video. And I'm going to be repotting the quince, which will be really nice. I'm going to put it in one of those other 15-gallon containers. And I'm going to remove some of the bulbs. I've been removing a lot of bulbs from around my plants because I just have so many. So I'll be removing those and putting them into something else and possibly just like creating little patches in the yard with the bulbs because I just have so many bulbs and I think that would be really, really cute to just have them come up in the spring. So that's what I've got done. We need to mow badly. There is such tall grass. My husband might use the dandelion weeder and come through because some of these patches are just so thick and heavy. I think he's wanting to come through and remove them. He said the lawn looks so nice without him. Dandelions are basically a free food. These dandelions that we have in our yard, though, are called cat's ear, and they are more of a medicinal and less of a more edible type. This would be one that you would use, you know, for medicinal uses. I don't know the properties of what they would be used for, but I do. In the past, I had looked it up, and I just don't recall now exactly what kind of medicinal uses you'd use it for. I'm sure there are plenty of people out there who know what the uses are, and they are more than welcome to go ahead and make comments down below in the comment section. And but it's not something that I am like utilizing at this moment in time. We just have so much of the cat's ear dandelion in the backyard that yeah, I have actually used the flowers. I have made fritters with the flowers and they're good. That's probably the only thing and the only way that I would use this dandelion is making like little fritters to eat. And yeah, pretty much that's pretty much it. But we have so much of it and they're always going to be in the yard. So I figured we can pull some of them out because it's so thick right through here. You could it makes the ground uneven. So we're going to go ahead and pull some of those out. And I can't even put my pots here because they're making the ground just hard to walk on, hard to put anything down on. So anyways, you guys, that's pretty much it. That's what I got accomplished. I still have a little bit to do right here, but for the most part, I did a lot yesterday and pretty proud of what I got done. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Go ahead, comment, like, and subscribe. Click that bell button. As always, love what you grow and grow what you love, and God bless. Bye.